Well, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So, welcome to our new Nakshatra Padha series here on KRSchannel. So today we are going to start off with Danishta Nakshatra Padha 1, as in what happens when moon is in the sign of Capricorn, yet nakshatra of Danishta, that is towards the end between 26 and say 4 degrees of Aquarius sign. So this nakshatra spills into the Aquarius sign. And what we're simply discussing, we're narrowing down your thinking. So we're trying to see what moon is like in the nakshatra of Danishta. I mean in the sign of Capricorn, in the nakshatra of Danishta, but Padha 1 of this nakshatra. Because people of the same zodiac sign don't think alike. Why? Because they might be in a different nakshatra. But people of the same nakshatras don't think alike because they might be in a different padha. And there's 4 padhas to each nakshatra, each constellation. This is why in Vedic astrology you can really narrow down and funnel the person's ability to think and behave in Vedic astrology. So obviously, if you do not know where your moon is placed, what nakshatra it's in, what padha it's in, for that, check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light, including all my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and my book on my magazine on Destiny and Careers will be at this link here. So, the sign of Capricorn, as you know, is a sign related to ethics, government, discipline, organization, structure. This sign represents a leadership role. This sign represents an administrative role in the government, in a corporation. And when moon is here in this earth sign of Capricorn, moon becomes very practical. Moon is not about hey, let's create a movie which can create $2 billion for us and we'll live happily ever after. No, this moon person will be okay, so where are you gonna get the budget to make that movie? Where are you gonna find the time to make this movie? How are you gonna distribute it? They're very practical because they're very grounded. They see things around them in a very practical manner. So it has its positive and negative side. Where a moon in Gemini would be man, I can create something out of nothing. I don't need a budget. I don't need a distribution avenue. I'll distribute it myself from the trunk. Where Capricorn ascendant will be more practical. They're well, you're kind of in your fantasy land, and sometimes billionaires are made through their fantasies. But this is what moon is like. Now, the Danishta nakshatra is all about taking that energy, that action-oriented energy, to its higher self. These are the people, especially when I do my career consultations, I've seen a lot of people go into the technical field. I've seen a lot of people who kind of are very independent and they're able to spiritually understand their higher duties in this world. Because remember, Capricorn is about duty. Danishta is a nakshatra ruled by Mars. Mars represents action. Mars represents discipline, spiritual discipline. And this kind of represents a person marching at the beat of their own drum. They're the people who will play the flute in the forest and create something magical. So from the entire sign of Capricorn, this is the actual kind of a dreamer. This is the person who's well, I want to make a movie. You know what? I can do it. I'll take action and I'm going to make this movie. I am going to be this dynamic personality. And Danishta is a nakshatra also related to the awakening, the spiritual awakening of a person. And so through their action, through their higher action, these people at one point in their life can have a spiritual awakening. They can have this, this kundalini awakening in their life. So these are the people who will make the great athletes, the great engineers, the great fighters, who will persevere through any hardship to get their goals across. Because now Saturn and Mars energy are now working together. Saturn, the discipline, the work ethics; Mars, the discipline and the workaholic energy, the action-oriented energy. But what happens in the Padha 1? Well, Padha 1 is where this mind, when mind is in the sign of Capricorn, nakshatra of Danishta, yet Padha 1 of this Danishta nakshatra shows mind is able to express itself dynamically through their creative expression and their hard work. These are the people you will see that through their perseverance, through their workaholic behavior, through their advanced technical knowledge, they're able to express themselves in a creative way. They're able to do that creative things. They're able to make those movies happen. They're able to shine into the world as a person who came out of nothing and made something. Like rag to riches stories, you can see from this Danishta nakshatra. You will see, even from this nakshatra, there are like two polar opposites that will be born. One who will become from rag to riches, rag to billionaire. The other from a billionaire to a sadhu, billionaire to a spiritual monk. This is a very transformative nakshatra, and I told you in my nakshatra video, because I've already made a video on what moon is like in the sign of Capricorn. I've made a video of what moon is like in a Danishta nakshatra. In that nakshatra, if you remember, I spoke about very few people are born in this nakshatra. Out of all the people that are born every day, during when the moon is in the Danishta nakshatra, if someone was to calculate, okay, and this has been said by other spiritual sages, that very few people are born in this nakshatra. So let's say if in Magha nakshatra you'll have 100,000 babies born, in Danishta nakshatra that particular day you might have 15,000 baby born. That's how it like shrinks, because this is a nakshatra of people who can transform themselves into something big, something new. And with Padha 1, they can transform themselves creatively. They can create different things. They have this fifth house energy in them of creating and transforming things. Okay? So guys, this is my analysis of moon in Danishta nakshatra Padha 1. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your moon is placed, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, what Padha it's in, for that check out the links here. Check out my books, my reports and my consultations. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with Padha 2. Bye-bye.